The loyalty missions are not. I really hope, like Mass Effect 2, that the loyalty missions actually work out to something. I don't know why I'm getting so much of a, like, Mass Effect 2 vibe. Does anyone else get that vibe, or is it just me? Am I nuts? I mean, obviously, there's massive differences, too. But is anyone else getting the vibe, not just because of the loyalty missions, but just something about the setup of it? Like, if you took Mass Effect 2 and put it here, I feel like a lot of it sort of connects. I don't know why. Artist by the name of Borns. Or I guess that would be Burns, right? That's the... Because of the second letter, Burns. Wait a minute. No. Let's go here. Let's go talk to Cheng. Yay, the transcoder! Huzzah! Of course you're nuts. Nice, transcoder. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I love it. I love it. Thank you, guys. Please refresh. And if people in the chat could actually tell, like, just let people know to refresh. Sometimes people who aren't paying close attention don't realize, and they're like, what happened? Did his stream go off? So if someone could do that, that would be wonderful. All right, let's find out what this new info is. Burns, that's what I thought, yeah. Just save for yourself. Oh, that's right. I gotta. That's that other thing, right? Yeah. Got you. The dim cabin's air is thick with the pungency of incense. Up. Okay, we got a continuity issue. This thinks that I'm talking to him in the ship. The guy to himself is polishing his sword again. He runs a claw along the length of the blade, feeling and listening for nicks and dents. Good evening, Thundercake. A fine evening, isn't it? What can I do for you? I sort of assumed you'd want to talk about what happened with your team. Of course I have thoughts about it, but why would I burden you or anyone else with them? If you would like to talk about it, then we may by all means. I am a private person by nature, however. This is why I do not seek you out to speak on it. Of course I want to talk about it. Are you okay? A curious question. Am I all right? The one who survived, who has now sheds... Okay. Who has now shed old life entirely. Who no longer need worry about assassins on his heels. Yes, I am more than all right. I am free. Allow me to thank you again for interceding on Ashida's behalf. I had blinded myself to the possibility of ending his life without attempting to avenge my suffering upon him. I could not let him live, but I could forgive him for his blindness and arrogance. The ability to forgive is one of the hallmarks of humanity, and without that I fear I would have embraced my inhuman nature a little too much. You guided me away from that darkness, and that is a debt I cannot easily repay. Yeah, that transcoder swap. Oh, nice. Thanks, Trendane. Thanks, dude. That's cool, man. Thank you. Why couldn't you have let him live? Men like Ishida are the reason that Japan refuses to accept that the awakening was a natural affair and ships meta-humans to Yomi Island. I was taught that people like Duncan, Gobbett, and Isabel are subhuman. I have seen what they can accomplish, and I am impressed. You woke up during the ambush? You weren't the only one, Shatter. So did they. But to condemn him to a tormented existence as a crippled, mindless beast? How would I have been any better than he if I had done so? Your influence guided me away from that, and becoming the monster he suspected I was. What did you think of that last mission? That is what we were already talking about, is it not? Yes. Has killing your old unit changed your outlook on life? Yes. Yes, I think it has. I had thought that embracing my nature as a ghoul would be enough to allow me to survive, become the thing you have been cursed with, so to speak. But I do not think that is true anymore. Yeah, exactly, gent. That's what Chris Perkins, maybe the best DM in the world, says, is that he always could just use another campaign. He runs like 4 campaigns simultaneously. Instinct has to be tempered with forethought and logic, or the hunger and rage could overwhelm me. I must be careful not to let emotion rule over my self-control. But this shows the synergy of how a strong soul can survive this disease if they take care and are mindful. Perhaps I can show others that we are not all mindless beasts. Regardless, Ashida's sword is now mine. It is a newer blade than my own and appears to be made with some manner of enhanced decote process along the tungsten carbide edge. That's an interesting spelling of edge. Egged. Man, they had some QA issues here. I have noticed a marked improvement in my speed when using it, particularly with follow-through moves. Should an enemy fall to this sword, I will be able to reposition much more rapidly. Do you regret having to kill your unit? No. I do not believe I do. We were locked in a dance that could only end with my death or theirs. We chose that path, consciously or not, and I am unwilling to die so that they could live. I value my life, even changed as it is. Their insistence on following the strictures of their duty ensured this end, just as surely as my refusal to die did. I regret only that circumstance and training lead us to this point. They were still family to me, even at the end. But if your family turned on you and tried to kill you, you would still defend yourself. What will you do now? Surely you're joking with me. I will stay here and aid you in your endeavors. I have no other life to turn to, nor anyone else to call friend. As you have aided me, so too will I aid you. This life in the shadows is the most free and open I have ever felt. I have no desire to go or do anything else. Perhaps later I will, but not anytime soon. Have a good night, Gaichu. And the same to you, my friend. Achievement unlocked. 7 times a Ronin. There's once, twice, 7 times a Ronin. Although he's also a ghoul. Okay. Alright, Kindly. What's up? Kindly Cheng is in the midst of emptying 2 plastic shopping bags when you enter. She places the contents in a pile on her mahjong table. 2 liquor bottles without labels, a box of her thin black cigars, an assortment of individually wrapped gourmet chocolates, and a large caliber pistol with electrical tape wrapped around its grip. Ah, good. You're here. It seems like forever since we saw each other. Forever? You haven't been gone that long, Auntie. No, I haven't. That was just something Nightjar used to say to me. Every time he saw me. While I was away, I met with several contacts within my network who referred me to others in neighboring cities. Regardless of how far technology moves forward, tradition demands that some things be handled face to face. I have information that will lead you to the man who killed Raymond Black. There is no Raymond Black. What do you mean there is no Raymond Black? We've been lied to all this time, Wu and me. Raymond Black is actually Edward Sang. Raymond Black is Josephine's son. Yes, you were lied to. For a long time. This explains where he went when he disappeared years ago, Seattle. Any idea why he disappeared? No. Just that he went missing after Josephine completed rebuilding the walled city. That was in the early 30s. You realize what this means, don't you, my sweet? That inbred little goat whore was close-souled enough to have her own son executed. Even more reason to find the plastic-faced man. What have you found out? Everything you need to move forward. I know the identity of the plastic-faced man. His name is Li Tai Lung, and he's an independent contractor. A trusted, deniable asset who handles all of Josephine Sang's more delicate operations off the books and away from the public eye. The plastic-faced man is her shadowy right hand outside of the corporation. And I know how to find him, too. Well, if we can hit that $300 level, gent, that may, and the Patreon, maybe that'll help us all out. Maybe you'll get a chance to do D&D with, you know, like on this stream, live and in person. I've made contact with an information and you too, Shadow. I've made contact with an information broker, Zhao Ji, who works out of an abandoned night market in Shek Kip Mai called the Xinghouse Court. Isn't it? It's not hard to find. Zhao Ji has gained access to the plastic-faced man's complete itinerary. Where he'll be, who he'll be with, what sort of security he'll have, the works. You can use it to perform an extraction. Grab him and find out what he knows. Did you find out why Lee is a face made of plastic? It's not just his face. Li Tai Lung's entire skull is synthetic. That's interesting. He's designed himself to be the perfect corporate operative. He's installed a unique piece of headwear, you see. It allocates and compartmentalizes client-related memories so that they can be erased upon the completion of a job. And as an added security measure, this cortical implant will wipe his memory if it detects that he's been captured. Seriously? He could just wipe out everything having to do with Sang Mechanical Services? It's all part of his branding, apparently. Unless you can find a way around the cortical implant, you'll have no way to extract the information he has and figure out what happened to Raymond Black. Now, I've done my part in this, my darling. You need to find a way to neutralize that device. I know a way. I've heard of something like this before. I met someone in the Matrix who had to shirk a similar memory wipe implant once. It was a requirement for a big job, and she pulled it off. Keep talking. Her handle is Dreamland, and I know where to find her. All that we have to do is convince her to give up the secret of how she did it. Okay, Isabel and I will go see Dreamland before we hit the information broker. Then we grab the plastic-faced man. No matter who you choose to help you snatch this guy, I'm going to be there when you extract the information from him about Raymond. Wu crosses his arm across his chests. Oh my god, guys. Duncan Wu is such a badass, he has 2 chests. Chest. You got it, Arvin? We should all be there. I know that I want to see this. Very good, my darlings. Now listen to me. After you get what you need from the plastic-faced man, I want you to end him. You understand? I need to send a very clear message that this is what happens when you mess with Kindly Cheng's operations, with Kindly Cheng's people. Duncan is made of pecs. Yeah, flex buff chest. But buff chests. Josephine takes Nightjar. I take her plastic-faced man. Oh, thanks, Wolf Boy. Hey, listen. If we, that's the key. We just need to get a few more people, back in the stream, and if we can do that and get up to that $300 level, then we'll have the every other a month D&D session. And hopefully, if the Infinity and Beyond crew can get its act together and we can get through Icewind Dale, we're towards the end of it now, then we can do a pen and paper session then. And then you'll have Infinity Beyond D&D plus the channel D&D if we hit that $300 mark. So, just got to all work together to make it happen, And that will also help part of the channel, and that will also help other things with you guys, and so, yeah. Once you snatch the plastic-faced man, Duncan confirmed, beefcake, Sang will know something is happening, and events will unfold very quickly after that. You'd best close out any pressing business you have before heading to Shek Kip Mai to see Zhao Ji. You understand? So this is what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, the Mass Effect 2 feel is real, man. The Mass Effect 2 feel is real. That's totally what this is. I know. Yeah, I know that, gent. I definitely know. I understand that for sure. It's so much Mass Effect 2. It's like you go down here, it's the point of no return. That's what this is. I'll check my mission computer to see if I have any jobs I want to knock out before I hit the MTR for Shek Kip Mai. Business is business, my darling. And business has been good since you arrived. Lovely. Time for runners now. The business to attend to. Okay, wonderful. That's wonderful. All right, so that's going to be the other quest. So this is exactly what I was hoping for. So that means that we've got these quests left. So finally all the side quests are kind of finishing up. So we've got these 3 side quests left. And then we do this, and that's going to bring us down that path. The Reapers are coming. Yeah, I do think I would say... What's up, Wolf5? Good to see you, by the way. I do think I would say that Dragonfall, I think, is a little bit more... Well, it's different. It's a little bit more story-focused. I don't know that that's a bad thing. Oh, you know what? I need to go buy a fetish. I need to go get another spirit fetish and check out the guns thing first. It's a little bit more focused, I think, than Hong Kong is. Like, it's a little more directed on that central story. But I don't know that that's a bad thing. It's just sort of a different type of thing. This feels a little more open-worldy, per se. Kindly Cheng is the elusive man. Exactly. We just need Martin Sheen to just be like, Shepard, don't give up this chance. Yeah, Roll20, Roll20.net is probably, there's a lot of pickup games that they have that are possibilities. That's one possibility. Also, there's various Wizards of the Coast forums where they have sort of these pickup games going on. Fantasy Table Grounds does something like that as well. And then, yeah, if you want to play in person, your friendly local game store is a good place to do it. There's not a lot of great, like, you know, where I live in northern New York City here there's not a lot of great stuff right around here. I'd have to go north farther into Westchester, or I'd have to go into either South Manhattan or into Brooklyn, which is basically like 45 minutes to an hour plus, and that's just not, like, viable for me. So, yeah. A sight unexpected from the Windows Slapdash product displays strikes you as you walk through the shop. By the way, the reason that Patreon thing is white for the moment is that for some reason it is not loading. Make sure, hold on a second, let me make sure that suddenly the Patreon does not load. Why not? Yeah, that's fine. Alright, I'm just going to leave it there until we figure out what's going on. Patreon is not loading up for some reason. Okay. Not spotless. A nearby flute plate resting atop a small collection of books speaks to that. But otherwise, the piles of notebooks and books from before are, for the most part, on shelves. Organized. The shopkeeper is nowhere to be seen. You don't remember whether an open sign was on the front door, but the handle turned easily enough. Oh, nice, Sir TV. Sounds like it was fun. Someone must be here. You approach the front counter and see a service bell. Ring the bell. You hear a thump followed by a loud shit. Crafty leaps up from behind the counter, rubbing the top of her head, a duster in her other hand. Her eyes widen when she sees you. Thundercake? Wow, you've been busy. I feel like I've walked into another dimension. I was getting hounded by some of my regular patrons. Maybe a sanitation officer, too. That doesn't matter. Thundercake, I found it. The thing we've been searching for. I know what's happening inside the walled city. Is everything okay? No, definitely not. The Yama Kings, they're real. Whoa, now, that's a big leap from imaginary monsters. I'm serious. You know me. I'm the last person to start believing in Santa Claus, much less my mother's ravings, but this is solid. The Yama Kings are real, and they're coming. The Yama Kings are coming! They've been on their way to the walled city since the place was built. The dreams, their portents of their coming, omens manifested as dreams. You really believe that? Just think about it. The strange things we've been dreaming, the sensations, the hunger. Asleep or awake, it affects us all the time, anywhere. The connection? We're all in or near the walled city, itself a beacon for disaster. Something, or some things, have noticed the city. And now we're noticing them. I like how one of the options here is I'd like to see what you've got in stock. I'm like, so she like says that, I'm like, can I see what you have in stock? That everything that's happened in the walled city, it's been the Yama Kings all along? Not quite. I don't think the Yama Kings are the cause of the walled city's corruption. They're the effect. Something in the walled city has so polluted the feng shui of the place that it's acting as a magnet for malevolent astral beings. Mom was right. There's something at work in the walled city. I don't know if it's a curse or something else. But there's something deeply unnatural at work in that place. I'm so sorry, Mother. I thought I was closing my eyes to your madness, but all I did was prevent myself from seeing the truth, from seeing what was unfolding right in front of me. I know, right? Exactly, gent. Neat. Got any guns? Are these beings what broke your mother? The Yama Kings weren't directly responsible for Mom's corruption. It was caused by the root problem, that which attracted the Yama Kings to the city in the first place. The poison at the bottom of the well. Whatever it is, it's been there from the very beginning, and it's in no way natural. People did this. I suppose we can take some comfort in knowing that your mother was under the influence of something else. She wasn't herself. I know where you're coming from, Thundercake, but my mother still allowed herself to be corrupted. She put herself in the way of evil, and it took her. Not a second thought for anyone else. Her research has given us valuable resources. I'm glad these journals, these pieces of her mind, can be used to arm ourselves against the Yama Kings. The knowledge it's given us will help in the trials to come. Can the Yama Kings leave the walled city? Why would they? The curse, or whatever it is that's attracting the Yama Kings to the walled city, has turned the city into an ideal hunting ground. Have you ever heard of terraforming? It's an old science fiction idea. You make a planet like the moon or something into an Earth-like environment to support human habitation. That's what's happening in the walled city, only in reverse and on an astral level. I think that pent-up toxic chi in the walled city is turning the place into an extension of the Yama King's home plane, making the environment there hospitable for them. They won't range beyond it for the same reason why you wouldn't leave a bathysphere in the deep ocean. But as you've seen, that corruption is spreading. It's already starting to seep into Hioi. If left unchecked for another 30, 40 years, who knows what might happen. Let's backtrack for a moment. This is big, Crafty. Huge. Please, Thundercake. You have to stop it, this evil. For yourself, for my mother, for every man, woman, and child in the walled city in Hioi. Nobody outside of our community will care about this. They've already written people like us off. If what's happening here is to be undone, we have to be the ones to undo it. Of course, the city is just as important to me as it is to you. I'll do whatever I can to stop the Yama Kings. Thank you. Really, thank you. I'd like to see what you've got in stock. Now she should just give me stuff. She's like, thank you. And now I will give you everything you've ever wanted. No. Oh, look at this. Wuxing lined coat. Armor 8. God, is that expensive, though. Man. Stop the evils, Thundercake! Only Thundercake can do it. Help me, Thundercake. You're my only hope. Freaking Thundercake. Save us, Thundercake. You're the only hope. R2, you're playing the wrong message. Okay, so first of all, I need to... the evils. Alright. Let's get that armor up there. Ugh. Alright. Now I need to sell some stuff. Like that, specifically. You know, I'm never going to use that, so I'm just going to sell it. I'm tired of having to keep it on hand. Alright, now I've got 1900 Nuyen, and I need to get my... a pretty high quality fetish. I don't need one that good. Let's do that. It's true. Quickly puddling pop. We're getting more frightened. My heart is going to burst out of my chest. Oh, goodness. All right. Boy, do I have a lot of... that's a lot of equipment in my stash. That really is. Really, really is. Okay. Should really have a trauma kit on hand, but... that should be alright. High quality fetish. You know what I'm talking about, right, Shadow? Take care of some things I and you take care on things of yours. Will do. Good luck, Thundercake. Okay. Now we're going to the gun. Oh my god, he looks like, oh my god, guys, look at this. Let me move chat. For a minute. Look at this. He looks like... he looks like the dude from, oh god, from Final Fantasy. Vincent? Is it not Vincent? Who's the guy that's got the glasses and he's got the high, like, the high shirt or whatever? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Who is that dude? Auron, yeah. Right? Yeah. Now watch, I'm gonna go up to get the sniper rifle and it's gonna be like $1 million. We must kill sin. Yeah, see? Okay. Destiny Cache, Destiny Cache, Destiny Cache, Destiny Cache. Let's see. It's not a good time, Thundercake. I can see that, what's going on. I wish I knew. I can only speak for myself, though. I don't know about the rest of them, but I'm dead on my feet. Slept a solid 6 hours, but it was hardly restful sleep. Still worrying about Callum and that suit? I tried to put that period of my life behind me. I tried to forget what had happened, to move past it. I had to, or else it would have destroyed our family just as it was beginning. Some truths are best left buried. I can live with the shame. It was my own stupid mistake, but it should have ended there. The past should stay in the past. This man will not be denied. He will lure Callum with promises of fortune, power, prestige. He'll offer him things I never could, just as he once did with me. Callum feels alone here, just as I did when Henry was away at sea. I'll kill this man before I let him take my boy from me. I don't care who he is or what right he might claim. I suppose this is why I'm not sleeping well. The dreams. Bad dreams? Like none I've ever had before. Vivid. More real than you standing here, and the memory refuses to leave me. I was 20 years younger. Young. Absolutely at home in my own skin. And happy. Happier than I remember ever being. Positively glowing. There was a man with me. It was Henry, but not the Henry I knew. This was Henry as he might have been if he had never goblinized. Handsome, well-dressed, perfectly human. Oh yeah, that guy. That's true, Shatter. When he smiled, there were too many teeth, and I knew it was a lie. Then I woke up, clutching my stomach, feeling for bite marks that weren't there. I haven't been able to shake the image of that smile all day. Those teeth. They wanted to devour me and everything I hold dear. How about a little bit of business? Sniper rifle, sniper rifle, sniper rifle, yeah. Sniper rifle, sniper rifle, sniper rifle, yeah. Sniper rifle, sniper rifle, sniper rifle, yeah. I don't want a shotgun, I want a sniper rifle. I don't want a data jack. Ranged combat 6, see? Okay. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Shadowed. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. Okay, so those guns are pretty much not... My ranged combat is not up for that yet. So, okay. Now, back to the boat to chat with everybody that we need to chat with. And we will call it for the evening. The rifle song is too important. Okay. Let's check this mission computer first. I think this is going to be... Right, that's the same. Okay, so that's all the same. Nothing new there. Wonderful. Alright. So I don't think down with Gaichu I think I pretty much already talked to, so I think we're good there. Anything else, Gaichu? Have a good night. Nothing left for you. Good. Ractor! Anything you have to tell me, Ractor? What's the drill, Ractor? Your thoughts about that last run? I wasn't there, remember? I spent the evening here in my shop designing a new manipulator assembly for Koshai. A most productive evening, all things said and done. Now, what else would you have of me? Some more questions for you, if you don't mind. Alright, I've been avoiding this for a while, but that drone self-repair system that you invented, how does it work? There were 3 distinct elements to my approach. Oh wait, I already did this. I got this already. You told me this. What do you think a post-human future would mean? Freedom. The ultimate freedom. Alright, sounds good. Good night, gent. Thanks for stopping by, dude. And just a quick program note, we're just going to talk to these last folks here, and then we will wrap up for the evening, and we'll do our giveaway and our raid. So don't leave yet. Except gent can leave, because he needs to get to bed. The ultimate freedom to direct our own progress and to steer ourselves as a people in whatever direction we wish. Consider, my friend, every aspect of Koshai was tailor-made for a purpose, dreamed up, designed, and built by a singular guiding intellect. Right, keep going. Now think of these circumstances surrounding your own birth and the building blocks that shaped you into the man you are today. Your mother and father exchanged fluids, sloppily no doubt, and with all the mindless abandon that such biological imperatives entail. Whoa, man, you leave my parents out of this. Just an example, my friend, just an example. Substitute in my parents instead, or any other pairing that you choose to imagine, if it makes you more comfortable. The important thing is that the forces that shaped you, and me, and the others upstairs, and anyone else you could care to mention, were ultimately mindless ones. Blind, manipulative biological drives. That's back now. There we go, finally. Blind, manipulative biological drives that led a sperm and an egg to collide. Add in a roll of the dice and a dash of Mendelian genetics, and here you are. The natural processes of evolution and sexual selection guide the development of our species through trial and error. Throw a few billion darts at the wall and see what sticks. In the future that I foresee, this process will be reined in, guided by our own controlling intellects. To co-opt an antiquated phrase, the myth of intelligent design will become a reality. We will be our own gods, reshaping ourselves as we see fit. Biological evolution is full of choice, Ractor. We choose who we mate with. That choice helps to determine the traits that our offspring will inherit. Very true, but the pool of possible traits that biological reproduction can select for us is small. If I wanted to produce offspring with gill slits instead of lungs, I'd be out of luck. In a post-human future, I would face no such limitations. Nor would anybody. I think that's basically what's happening, except it's the birds and robot bees, apparently. We would no longer be slaves to these selective processes that have dictated our development since time immemorial. We would truly become the masters of our own fate. Let's say that you're right. At what point do we cease being human and become something else instead? Whenever we choose to define ourselves in that way. Humanity is an intrinsically human concept. If we decide to rebrand ourselves as a different species, that is our decision to make. I strongly suspect that nobody else would care. There are other forms of intelligent life out there, Ractor. Dragons, for example, they might care. Perhaps. But for the sake of our continued development, that is a risk that I am willing to take. We cannot limit ourselves out of fear of what others might think. Koshai raises itself up on its legs, stretching so that Ractor can caress its chassis. The motion is alarmingly fluid, more like a living thing than a machine. Ractor traces his fingertips over the drone's shell, his eyes focused on an imaginary point in the horizon. Alright, and then silence. We have placed such unnecessary limitations on ourselves, my friends. My friend, it fills my heart with sorrow to know what we could be, but are not. I would see those limits stripped away, peeled back and discarded for the betterment of all. In the future that I foresee, the methods of production will wither away, and the worker will rise to supplant the bourgeoisie. No. We will open our eyes to the possibilities that surround us. Bodies reshaped to thrive in the deep ocean and the depths of space. Bodies inspired by nature or the human imagination, or both. Bodies that can be used and shed and used again, inhabited as their wearers see fit. The timely realization of such a future is what drives me forward. It is the cause to which I have devoted my life, and thankfully it is inevitable. Assuming, of course, that we don't destroy ourselves first. Mind if I ask you about something else? So in this post-human future that you're trying to bring about, what role would a drone like Koshai play? A similar one to the role that he plays now, I imagine. He was designed for a purpose, after all. That said, I can see the techniques that went into his design and fabrication having much broader ranging applications. You're pretty attached to that drone of yours, aren't you? You've even assigned it a gender. You keep calling it him. Yes, of course. Koshai is very close to me. As if on cue, the drone scuttles forward, the hardened tips of its claws screeching across the metal floor of the shop. It comes up short just in front of you, a strange mechanical chitter rising from deeper than its chassis. You might accuse me of anthropomorphizing my little companion, assigning human characteristics to him where in fact there are none. Truth to be told, there is much more to Koshai than meets the eye. This is where you find out that he's actually a human body inside the drone. But that is a different conversation, one best suited to be held for another time. Why? Why not talk about it now? Because I have work to do, and I'm sure that you can find better uses for your time than listening to me prattle on. And with that, I'm afraid that I must ask you to show yourself out. We can continue our talk at a later time. Alright, Ractor, we'll talk later. Good night. Ractor! Welcome back, my friend. Care to pick up where we left off last time? If you like, I must confess. I literally was like, turn back around. If you like, I must confess I have rather enjoyed our talks. It is good to have a sounding board to bounce ideas off of. Funny, I thought that we were friends. But we are. And please forgive me if my choice of words has offended you. It was not intentional. I am by nature a solitary creature. I must confess that I sometimes forget how to interact with others. Koshai scuttles forward, mechanical pedipalps weaving. Its motions are as alien and charged with menace as they've ever been. Ractor glances at the machine and it takes a step back. But enough of this maudlin talk. You had questions for me. Go ahead and ask them, please. I will answer whatever I can. The last time we talked, you hinted at Koshai being special in some way. I want to hear the full story. Yes, I had figured that you might. Tell me, have you noticed anything unusual about Koshai in the time that we have worked together? I know, right, exactly. Bye, hi. Let's see, he seems to react to your moods. It's weird. He's almost more like an animal than he is a drone. Yes, a good observation. Koshai's behavior could be described as animalistic, and for good reason. And, you want to tell me what that reason is? His behavior is not drone-like, because he is not a drone. At least, not in a way that you would understand. He is a prosthesis. Prosthesis? What is he meant to replace? He isn't meant to replace anything, but he does contain a portion of me as surely as your brain sits within your skull. We are, in a way, a singular entity in two bodies, metal and flesh made one. I'm gonna have to explain that. Koshai acts as a home for my primal animal impulses. The id, to use Freud's structural model of the psyche. Oh, wow, really? So he divided his ego, he put his freaking id into Koshai? The analytical portions of my mind, the ego and superego, live on in me. They govern the id and by extension Koshai's behavior. When we're on a run and I rig into Koshai, I do not command him to attack. Rather, I loosen my grips on his reins and allow him to kill. He wants to hunt, to dominate, to bathe himself in blood. Reproduction would also be a drive if such a thing were possible. So if you were killed, Koshai would, what, run amok? Exactly, Shatter. No, my friend, of course not. Koshai is not capable of storing any part of a human mind. He simply doesn't have the capacity for it. If I were to die, he would fall dormant, the same as any other drone. One day, perhaps, I will perfect him, and a part of me will live on in his chassis after the meat of my body dies. But for now, I am satisfied to live with him as a combined entity. Man and machine joined through a form of neural parabiosis into a single being. A beautiful first step into a post-human future. I guess that if I have to know a mad scientist, I'm glad that he's on my side. Well said, my friend. And the feeling is mutual. If I must associate with violent criminals, I suppose that I'm happy to call them friends. Okay, so you've rigged your drone to act as a home to your most destructive impulses. I've got to ask, why? As a proof of concept, primarily. There are other advantages, of course. I shouldn't have to explain the value of a combat drone that wants to kill. Tell me why you think we're going to beat the essence limit. You hinted at it before, but I want to know. I could do that. I have already shared quite a lot with you, and you haven't run off screaming. A good sign, I should think. But tell me, Thundercake, are you certain that you want to know? Some secrets are less pleasant than others. You might prefer to leave the stone unturned. Say what you have to say. Very well. There are things that you don't know about me, my friend. Important things. What kind of things? For one, I am not, how to put it, whole. What do you mean by that? There was an accident when I was young. A shop accident. I barely survived it. I am very heavily cybered, my friend. You wouldn't know it because I keep my enhancements hidden. Others have found them disturbing in the past. What sort of enhancements are we talking about? Everything below the mid-pelvis is replacement material. Whoa! That's where I was sheared in half, you see. It's a miracle that I survived the experience. The blood loss alone should have killed me. But here I am, alive and well. Greatly improved, in point of fact. Hang on, you lost everything below the hips? Yes. A traumatic loss, to be sure, but not so terrible as you might think. By every conceivable measure, I have been improved since the time of the accident. I am more than I was before, not less. Oh, really, Kel? You lost half of your body. How could that not be terrible? The doctors installed stimulus generators in my brain when they repaired me. With these, I can mimic the full range of sensations that the human body is capable of producing. Imagine the ramifications of such a thing. The things that you could do, the things that you could experience. The implications for operant condition alone are staggering. Yeah, this is really troubling. And so, yes, I have lost the entire lower half of my body. The full ramifications of such a loss are obvious. But in return, I have gained so much more. At will, I can goad my brain to producing whatever sensation I wish. I can poke at the wiring of my own consciousness, and I can reroute that wiring as I see fit. Alright, it's your half machine. What does this have to do with the essence limit? Look at me, Thundercake. I have a shred of essence left in me, and only barely that. But I suffer none of the ill effects associated with traumatic essence lost. How can that be? A quirk of psychology, long viewed as an illness. I was just thinking that. We could save him. We have the technology. We can make him better. Da-da-da-da. What they now understand to be an evolutionary adaptation to a post-human future. We will conquer the essence limit given time. Natural selection will see to it, and I am the proof. These stimulus generators that you've been implanted with, how do they work? I know, right? The technology is rather akin to SimSense, but considerably more powerful and flexible. Most SimSense experiences, those found in BTL chips for example, are structured around basic narratives that provide their users with context. But if you strip away the veneer of escapist fantasy, what you have left is an extremely powerful toolkit. Never heard of anything like that on the market, not even in the shadows. I'm not surprised. The Russian technology, government-funded and quite experimental. The project was cancelled shortly after I received my implants. Something about graft and corruption on the administrative level. Yet another example of good science derailed by bad politics. You heard of anyone else who's gotten these implants? I know of a handful of other recipients. From what I've heard, the others were all driven quite mad. To be handed control over the inner workings of one's own brain is a tremendous responsibility. Perhaps the others were less well equipped to handle it than I am. Be careful with those things, Ractor. The last thing I need is you wigging out on me. I have carried these implants for over 20 years, my friend. I know how to handle myself. You have nothing to fear. So what else have you been keeping from me? I know that there's more to the story than this. There is, my friends, but nothing that can't wait till tomorrow. You have a lot to process, I'm sure, and I would like the remainder of the evening to myself. If you come back later, I will finish the tale. Sure, Ractor, we'll talk tomorrow. Very good. Rest well. Alright, I am going to leave it, that part of it with him. Wow, that's creeped out, man. Interesting stuff. It reminds me a little bit of Glory. I mean, in sort of the, you know, the kind of the implications of it. Alright, Duncan. What's on with you, man? The clanking of metal followed by grunts from hard exercise erupt from the hatchway of Wu's cabin. The first thing you notice when you enter is its renewed cleanliness. The food cans are gone and his equipment is neatly laid out on his bedding, everything in its place. The next thing you notice is the smell. It's like a middle school locker room in July. Wu finishes his jumping jacks and grabs a towel off his bunk. His exposed flesh gleams with perspiration. Hey. Hey, how's it going? Better. I let myself wallow for a while, but now it's time to turn things around. We have work to do. What's your deal? Still thinking about Edward Sang? Compartmentalized him. Edward Sang is a topic in a file cabinet in my head. I'm only thinking about Raymond now, finding out what happened to him. What really happened to him. Still think he's alive? More than ever. Raymond's alive, I'm sure of it. We're getting close to the plastic-faced man, Duncan. I know. I haven't stopped thinking about him since we first saw him in that video. The one where he attacked Raymond in the tea house. Listen, Arvin, I'm not going to press you to take me with you when you head out to snatch him. You take the right people for the job, and then you get the job done, okay? But I want to be there when you interrogate him. I want to hear what he has to say with my own ears. You gonna have a problem with that? As long as the extraction team remains my decision, I have no trouble with you being at the interrogation. Very generous of you. Like I said, you can take me with you on the run or not. It's your call. But I intend to be there for the fun part. Easy, Duncan. This is about Raymond, not hunting people for kids. Hurting people for kids. Knock off the easy Duncan crap. And I'm not doing anything for kicks. This is the guy who knows what the hell is going on. The one who may have killed Raymond. And I'm going to squeeze him until I find out what he knows. Just promise me that you'll be able to control yourself. Otherwise, we are going to have a problem. This is Raymond we're talking about. I'm not going to screw this up. I promise. You told me you were resentful when I took off. But maybe it was about how Raymond handled that thing with Double Tray. Nah, it was about you disappearing for 8 years without a word. But we're past that now. But that was a messed up night. A lot of things happened and I wouldn't be surprised if some, I don't know, emotions got jumbled together. About the fight with Raymond? Yeah, mostly. We'd butted heads before. I'd broken plenty of his rules in the past, but I'd never seen him so disappointed. Still not sure why. Why don't you walk through it from the beginning? Start with when Lockjaw showed up at Ray's house. So this was 2045, years after the summer we moved in with Raymond. We hadn't seen DT or Lockjaw or any of the gang in forever. Oh, interesting, Anito. Hey, what's up, Lot? The ER? I got you. Good night, Trendane. I'm heading off to bed shortly myself. After we do the raid, etc. How are you doing, Law? Are you okay? What's up, Law? No visiting the squat to check up with them. Right, Ian. We weren't even allowed to see that Atlan family and their dog. Actually, this. You don't sound anything like him. The way I remember it, we woke up in the middle of the night and there was Lockjaw. You're fine? Oh, okay. Good grief, man. Oh, okay. Is he okay? We woke up in the middle of the night and there was Lockjaw standing in our room covered in blood. Can you imagine? There's a teenage Salish Indian covered in blood in our bedroom, and my first thought was that I might get in trouble for it. We just started our new life. We were safe for the first time ever. We didn't want to blow it. I know I didn't want to go back to the Barrens. We had it good at Raymond's. So Lockjaw's bleeding all over our bedroom, and you're whisper yelling, "Where's DT? What happened to Double Tray?" 5 minutes later, we're dressed in black and on our way back to the Barrens. Whoa! Good God, man! Script! Scriptlet, dude. Wow. I would say that's the case. Well, everybody, Scriptlet, who has obviously supported the stream before, and a wonderful member of the Arvanauts, has just gifted to me the Witcher Trilogy, which is The Witcher 2 Assassin of Kings Enhanced Edition, The Witcher Enhanced Edition Director's Cut, and The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Wow. Wow. Thank you, Scriptlet. That is very, very kind of you. That is a nice gift. I may save that for next week when we do the, either the Shadowrun Genesis thing or when we do the voiceover event the week after next. Wow. That's crazy. Thank you, Scriptlet, thanks very much, man. That's something, dude. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you. And thanks to everybody, by the way. Hold on a second. Thanks to everybody, by the way, for who supports the stream by being here, by supporting the Patreon with the game stuff and all that. Thank you, man. I appreciate that very much. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Very, very cool stuff. So thanks, man. Thank you. So Lockjaw, we had to. Of course. If it wasn't for Double Tray, neither of us would be here right now. DT was the one who took us to the teen center, introduced us to Raymond. Man, that was a messed up night. The 162s had overrun the Leary squat. Better position to take on the nukes. Benzo and Tusk were bleeding out. The Hernandez family was half-eaten. And Lil Joe, that streetwalker with the electric false eyelashes, was lying on the floor in 2 parts. But we got Double Tray out alive. Support shutting down the stream. He was the only one, though. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Script. I can still hear Lockjaw screaming as the ghouls took him down. When the 162s wanted something they did not play. Anyway, all of that was just lead up. But still, it speaks to my state of mind that night. Well, I wouldn't back down when Raymond met us at the door. You two really went at it. We both had the strength of the righteous. You and I had broken his rules out of loyalty, out of gratitude. He just didn't get that. He never understood where we came from. And now we know why. He wasn't just some do-gooder who took in some street kids. He was a rich guy used to getting his way. That's what made him so furious. I don't know, Duncan. I think it's because he thought we were playing him. I never thought of it that way before. He didn't just think we had broken his rules or that we'd backslid. He thought that we were still street hoods, that we were milking him, using him. No wonder he was so angry. He felt betrayed. But you were able to get him to calm down and see reason, get him to see my side of the story. And all you said was that one thing, that thing he said his mother used to say to him when he was being obstinate. What the hell was it? Listen to what you know instead of what you fear. Yeah, that what you fear thing really got to him. Still not sure why. Using his mother words on him really did the trick. I wonder what kind of childhood he had. The way he looked at you after that. I know. I think that may have been part of why I left. Yeah, I get it. We're cool now. And as for Edward saying, maybe he's got mommy issues. And who knows? Maybe I've got a few daddy issues to deal with too. Guess I should try and keep an open mind when we see him. What'd you think about that last run? I don't even know what to say about that, Arvin. You remember when we were kids, how we'd argue over who would win in a fight? The Halloweeners versus Tamanus, the Ghosts of Tyr Tamagard versus Ares Firewatch. In our minds, the Renraku Red Samurai always came out on top. And now we've taken out a squad of them. The Red Samurai are just people. Shut this down. That's from Die Hard! Is that from Die Hard? Shut this down. Shut it all down. Is that from Die Hard when they tell him to shut out the power in the power grid? Shut this down, shut this all down. Is that Die Hard? One of my favorite movies, Die Hard. The Red Samurai are just people. Well-trained people in combat armor, mind you, but people all the same. Yeah, I guess so. Oh, it's Ghostbusters? Oh. Well, at least I was in the same decade. Also 80s. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I'm not sure what to think anymore. Anyway, I guess it's good that we helped guide you out. I still don't feel comfortable having the Corpse Eater around, but maybe he'll feel a little more indebted to us now than he did before. I don't know. It's a lot to process. I don't know what else to say. Anyway, enough about that. Need anything else? Let's talk later, anytime, right? Okay. 2 left. And then we're going to do giveaway, raid, and call it for the evening. Alright, sounds good. Bye, Law. Enjoy D3. Shut this off. Shut this all off. Yeah, I think that's right. What is that, IAK? What about Walter Peck? What? Thundercake, you're back. Need something? Question about the walled city. Okay, good. Any thoughts about that last run? What do you want me to say? We helped him kill his old unit. I know that was important to him, but as far as I'm concerned, I was only there for the drone. It's nice we could help him out, but I'm not a charity. I'm in it for the money. I'm glad you convinced him not to turn Ishido into a ghoul. If you'd done that, I don't know. I would never feel safe around him again, because that's the kind of thing you only do if you've lost all perspective. This way, at least he's still a little bit human inside. Alright. See ya, Isabel. That was quick. That just requires... just talk about Gobbet. Oh, he's the dude from Ghostbusters. That's right. That's right. Stepping into Gobbet's cabin, you find her crouching on the floor. She appears to be midway through a valiant struggle against an enormous pastry. Her cheeks bulge out like a chipmunk's, and wispy threads of pork floss hang from her crumb-speckled lips. She glances up at you, her eyes wide with alarm. Woof, woof. Woof, woof. You know, between the two of you, my money's on the pastry. Woof, woof. The pitcher. She tilts back the pitcher and sucks down its contents. As the water pours into her mouth, she's slowly able to work through the food stored in her cheeks. Finally, she lowers the water pitcher, coughing. Oh, okay, yeah. Note to self, the pastry terrace on Prince Edward Road makes him dry. Moist green apple and jelly trotter my ass. That thing was like a desert made of pig. That's a great line. That thing was like a desert made of pig. Maybe you shouldn't have tried to cram the entire thing into your mouth at once. I was challenging myself for science, and it wasn't the whole pastry, it was just half of one. She lists the remaining pastry for your inspection. The pork floss that coats its exterior looks almost festive. It's more reminiscent of a beige curly tinsel than it is a food. You want the rest? Thanks, but no. I was hoping that we could talk. Suit yourself, I'll have it later. So, You probably want to talk about what happened on the raft, huh? I think that in your place I probably would. I mean, that was kind of a thing, right? Let's talk about what happened on the sinking ship. Yeah, we can do that. First off, I should thank you. You and Iz came to help me, even though I didn't ask you to, or want you to. Actually, maybe I should be upset about that, but the important thing is that you did help me. I'm not going to say that I couldn't have handled it without you, but it would have been really, really dicey. I can say that again. The situation on that raft was pretty bad. Yeah, it was definitely that. On the bright side, we overthrew Malvina and put the raft back in Cad's hands. Yeah, exactly, Shatter. That feels pretty great. And the shiny object is at the bottom of Hung Hom Bay, lodged in a bank of silt and crab shit. That's pretty much where it belongs. But I've got to admit something is gnawing at me. Before you and Iz showed up, I was going to sink the raft. I'd gotten halfway through arming the charges, and I was going to send the whole sinking ship down in flames. Everyone on it would have died. Cad and Yasmin, all of them. All because I made up my mind early and didn't want to change it. It kind of makes me think. How many times before now have I done what seemed like the right thing? You know, followed my gut like I taught you, without realizing that there was a better option. Yeah, it's true. And my favorite quote from that movie, Game Crashers, of course, is, when someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes! Awesome one. This whole introspection thing kind of sucks, I gotta say. It's much more comforting to just assume that all my past decisions were right. Sure it is. It's intellectually dishonest, but it's definitely comforting. Yeah. You know, Seattle, you aren't helping my mood any. I'm kind of having a tough time over here. She begins to pace, kicking piles of dirty clothes and blankets out of the way. Thrusting her hands into her pockets, she fishes out madness and folly and tosses them down into her cot. I don't do this very often. Reflecting is for mirrors, not devastatingly attractive street shamans. I don't know how you hand-wringers deal with feeling this way. It's pretty simple. We acknowledge our mistakes and our near misses when we own up to them. Okay, I've pretty much got that step covered. What's next? What comes after this? After you've suffered through your embarrassment for a while, you try to learn something from it. Huh. Your way is boring, Seattle, and it's complicated. And it comes with way too many bad feelings. The Keymaster, there you go. But yeah, I got it. Get it. There's probably even some value there. I'm never going to start second-guessing everything that I do, though. That just isn't me. Maybe you could start second-guessing some things when new information presents itself. What a novel concept. Yes, Seattle, I can do that, and I will from now on. Cross my heart. Anyway, things turned out the way that they did. I don't know what would have happened if you tried to do something different, but there's one thing I can say for certain. Things are better in Hung Hom Bay than they were before we went to the sinking ship. We did some good out there. That's something. I didn't go out there to save Hung Hom Bay. I did it to help you. Mission accomplished, then. And come to think of it, there are two things that I can say for certain. You want to hear the second? Lay it on me. I think that Rat is happy that the shiny object is gone. That, or maybe that stupid egg did something to me. I don't know for certain. Either way, something is different. I can feel it in my gut. Where did that come from? From Rat, like I said. She literally gave it to me. Put it right in the palm of my hand. I had a vision. It had colorful lights, dancing rodents, the works. And when the world came back into focus, I was holding this magic marble. Neat, huh? Now, I don't know quite how it works yet, but I'm sure that it does something. I mean, it has to, right? Rat wouldn't just give me a normal rock. She's a trickster and all, but that would be mean. Oh, this is that devil rat thing that I just got. But mark my words. The next time we're in the field, something magical is going to happen. I mean, literally magical. Okay, I won't see it because you never come to the field with me. It'll be a journey of discovery for both of us. I'll be looking forward to that. Me too, and, thank you, Seattle. I really, really mean that. You can fly by my side anytime. So are you just into this gift that Rat or the shiny object or whatever is giving you? It's good. I mean, probably not, like, morally good, but I think that I could use it. What is it? What does it do? Well, it's kind of like a grenade. When I throw it, it goes boom. Not out here in the real world, but in the astral plane, it's pretty impressive. As for what it actually does, it scares the shit out of anyone who gets caught in the blast. Makes them act like idiots. They run around with their hands in the air, forget about who's shooting at them, and stand around with their fingers in their ears. Handy, huh? Yeah, it sounds great. I'm just a little iffy about how you got this and why. Don't be. It came from Rat, I'm pretty sure of that. The dancing rodents in my vision were a pretty good indicator. So, here's the thing. When I use this thing, what I think I'm doing is opening a bunch of temporary cracks in the astral plane. Just little ones, only wide enough for sounds to pass through. People in the blast radius can hear things on the other side. So let's say that I throw this sucker at someone and it goes off. Boom! All of a sudden that poor slob can hear the things that got into Malvina shrieking in his brain. Sounds unpleasant. Or you pleasant. Yeah, it's a bad time for them. All those voices at once, yelling and babbling and cursing during their Rat King thing. They drive you nuts, right? That's basically what it does. Drives people mad, makes them worst against their own self-interest. It's like temporary insanity in pebble form. If you say so, I'd be wary of using anything that might be connected to the shiny object. Again, Rat gave it to me. I think that I'll be okay. Now here's the best part. After I use one of these and go to bed, I find another one in my hand the next morning. I've tried it a couple of times now and it keeps happening. Toss, explode, nap, visions of dancing rats, and ta-da! New magic pebble. Using this feels right in a way that the shiny object never did. I think that it's Rat's reward to me for taking Melvina down or something. I don't know exactly, but I've never heard of this happening to anyone before. Anyway, it should help us moving forward. And considering what we're headed up against next, I think we can use all the help that we can get. Thoughts about that last run? Okay, we've gotten back on track. So, got another lesson for me? No, Seattle, no more lessons. You don't need them. You're as much a runner as I am now. There might even be a thing or two that I can learn from you. All of that can wait, though. We've got this whole situation with the walled city and your foster dad and gun show and all that to take care of. It's kind of a mouthful. Lots of players involved, tons of intrigue. Honestly, I'm enthralled by the whole thing. Can't wait to see how it turns out. Me either, Gobbet. Guess we'll just see how this plays out together. You're damn right we will. Oh, in Seattle? Yeah. The pot on the hot plate, it's always full. I keep a soup going on the thing 24/7. If you ever want any, you're welcome. Just come on in, I'd love the company. You got it, Gobbet. I'll be here with bells on. Leave 'em off. The jingling might scare Folly. There was this terrible incident at Christmas pageant once, and, well, she bites. And now, Seattle, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to crash out for the night. Maybe sleep through tomorrow and get up when the sun goes down. That sounds nice right about now. Yeah, tell me about it. Scurry along now. Your former mentor needs a rest. Achievement unlocked. Lessons learned. Oh, cool. Alrighty. So that's good. So we're just going to get to the place where we're going. Nope, nope, nope. We're going to get to the front, and then we're wrapping for the evening. Super productive. A couple missions got done. We furthered the plot. Good, good stuff. So now all that we've got left is, let's get back here. So we're going to have, let's see, this one, Repulse Bay Hotel, travel to the MV Naichi, steal the data and tissue samples, go to the Shangri-La, kidnap Rooster Lowe, and that's it. And then we just take the MTR to meet Dreamland, and we see how all that starts wrapping up at the end. And saved. Lovely. Super spectacular. Well, that was fun, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed that, too. That was fun. A lot of good stuff came up in the game tonight, so that was good things. Actually, I'm going to have to be a little bit careful here. It's probably a good thing that we're doing Shadowrun Genesis, because I feel like I'm stepping up pretty fast here. So I want to make sure that I have this left for our voiceover people as well. I did not die today, actually. I did, I will have you know, Div. I did very, very well, in fact, is what I actually did. So it was wonderful to see everyone today, and I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw and heard. Hang on a second while I reload this. I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw and heard tonight, and yeah, that you will consider supporting, wait for it, that one right there. There we go. Which is that Patreon. Again, we need to hit the 225 mark so we can have a voiceover event next month as well. We need to hit 250 to do those marathon sessions that I've been telling you guys about. And we need to hit 300 to do the Dungeons & Dragons stuff. So anyone who's able to support it, if you would be subbing to me if I had a sub button, the Patreon is it. Again, once I do get partnered, the Patreon will be shut down. And I'm going to move everything into the partnership system at that point. But this is sort of show the support that the channel has. And so I hope you will consider supporting it because there's some cool stuff for you guys out there as well. Now, just a couple of reminders. Again, don't forget to tweet at the stream, follow all the things. Next time you will see me will be on Tuesday for my regular stream, where we will be continuing with Shadowrun. I'm guessing Thursday, although I don't know for sure, but definitely in the next couple streams after that is when I will actually do Shadowrun Genesis. I am waiting for a Retron 5, which I have on order, and a Shadowrun Genesis cart. It's already been shipped and stuff, but I obviously have to set it up and make sure that I can run it and, you know, all that kind of thing. So that should be fine. So that'll be happening soon. Then, of course, I've got the Patreon, a couple of epic poems that I need to write for people who are kind enough to back us at a high level, at the $10 level and up. So I've got that going on. The Fighting Fantasy game books will come later as well. And then hopefully another couple of surprises as well. Don't forget, a week from this coming Thursday is when we have the R vocalists doing their awesome voiceover event. That is George Ledoux, that is Trendane, that is Russ Guberman, that is another person through George. Again, I don't want to say this person's name until I confirm it. And then Rob from Game Crashers. They will be joining me, and we'll be doing a voiceover event live and in person and everything. Well, Skype anyway, and in person as we go through Shadowrun Hong Kong. So please do not miss that. Mark your calendars for that. With all that said, we are going to do a giveaway. And tonight, the giveaway games are going to be as follows. Here are your choices. If you win tonight, you will have a choice of one of the 3 following games. Choice number 1 is going to come to you courtesy of... Let's go courtesy of Dragon Spear. And this is Escapegoat. Escapegoat from Dragon Spear. That's choice number 1. From choice number 2 comes to you courtesy of, let's see, courtesy of Mr. Wonders. That is Terraria. That is choice number 2, Terraria. And choice number 3 will come to you courtesy of Brahms, and that is Bastion, which is a great game, by the way. That's choice number 3. So again, choices are choice number 1 from Dragon Spear, Escapegoat. That's option number 1. Option number 2, which comes to you from Mr. Wonders, Terraria. That's choice number 2. And choice number 3, which comes to you from Brahms, is Bastion. Those are your 3 choices. And let's see. The giveaway word for today will be... Raisins suck. Please type in the word raisins suck if you are interested in winning. And while you guys are entering that, I'm going to check out and see who we are going to be rating for today. It will be worth it. Fear not. Again, it's raisins suck. It's with an S. Raisins suck. It's what Certifi did. Make sure you're doing it's raisins, plural, suck. One raisin sucks already. Raisins, though, I mean, a lot of those people suck, so just keep that in mind. Raisins suck. I think I know exactly who we're going to raid for today. I have found a copy of the Shadowrun Genesis cartridge. Indeed, I have. Indeed, I have, Kilobyte. I have found one, and it is on its way to me. Yeah, they weren't super cheap, but that's okay. Most of these cartridges that we'll be able to get, I think, will be different. I just wanted to take a chance. I decided I would do it on the Retron because I think, you know, especially if we can hit that 250 level and we start doing the marathon sessions and stuff, there'll be enough times that I'll do console stuff like that, kind of older console games. I have my Intellivision, I have that. I have the Xbox 360, I have the PS3 that I might eventually be able to bring up here. So I'll be able to be a little bit broader if those sort of games come up. So I decided to give it a shot. Plus, it might even be fun. So I do, in fact, have a Shadowrun cartridge on its way. So I don't like raisins in my pizza. No, I do not. No, I do not. All right, last call, last call. That's it, 33.333333%, huh? That's it? No one else is going to enter the equation, are they? There we go. Okay, so again, last call, last call. If you're interested in winning one of those games. Yeah. Well, that's what everyone says, so we're going to find out. We're going to see how good it is, Kill. We will find out if it turns out not to be that good. And again, I'm just letting everyone know that my guess is that I am not going to play through it in completely, at least not for a while, just because I don't want to Shadowrun everybody out completely. But in any case, I'm definitely giving it a shot, so we will see. Oh, that's cool. Giveaway dash chance. I like that. One does not simply stand at 33.33333%. One does not simply walk in a mortar. All right. And the winner. Shatter Mage. Congratulations, Shatter. Shatter Mage. Rigged. Hacks. It's true, Kill. It's true. Raisins hacks. And Shatter Mage, you know, and you know, he won by speaking a truth, which is that raisins suck. So we can all agree with that. Rigged hacks. Congratulations. What's it going to be, Shatter? What would you like? What would you like? What would you like? And don't anyone leave, because we're doing a raid right after this. What would you like, Shatter? Speak your truth, sir. Pick the game you wish. It is your density. Join them, and you may rule the... Oh, reroll? Hacks. Double hacks. See, now you guys started... Exactly. It started out as like they were like bitter rivals, Shadow Mage and Shatter Mage, and now, you know, they're working together. So that's what's happening. So once again, rigged. What's it going to be, Shadow? What'd you like? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Be. What's it gonna be here? Oh, okay. Terraria. All right. I can make that happen. Give me just 1 second. Hold on a moment. And he wishes for Terraria. Exactly. Okay. Alrighty, and then this, and... Alright, Shadowed, it is on its way to you, sir. Gift has been sent, thanks to Mr. Wonders. And congratulations, Shadowed. Alright, guys, so we are going to do our raid, and you guys know the way that this works. Our raid, I know it's late, but please head over and do this raid. The Arvanauts have landed, followed by Volcania, capital V-O-L-C-A-N-I-A. Make sure, though, you do not go over until you hear my audio outro. Once you hear my audio outro, then let that stuff fall like a mighty stream. As I mentioned, next time you'll hear from me will be on Tuesday night, when we'll do a regular stream. Will be Shadowrun Day 7, I believe, is what we're on for that. And then after that, hopefully Shadowrun Genesis, and hopefully some other things coming down the pike. A couple of surprises surprises maybe that I've got geared up for you guys. And a week from this coming Thursday, don't forget, Shadowrun Hong Kong will be played with full voiceover from our vocalists. So more to come on that. Please follow all the things and all that stuff, and don't forget to support that because that's really important as well. With all that said, let me say thank you to all the people who are here. First of all, my wonderful mods tonight. Thank you to Apples. Thank you to Dragon Spear. Thank you to Shadowed Mage. Good job, you guys, tonight. And of course, the gentleman who had to head off to bed. Thank you guys so much. Much love. Best mods on Twitch. Thank you so much. Thank you to all my regulars. Thank you to Acclimative, to IAK Enforcer. Thank you to Ashen Sonosin, to Terminologies. What's up, man? Thank you to Divinorium. Thank you to Game Crashers. Rob, of course, also joining the R Vocalists, and you should be following him anyway. Thank you to Hinito Kisu. Thank you for your kind words, Hinito. Thank you to Kilobyte. As always, Kilobyte, a pleasure. Thank you to Kais. Thank you to Love Shack. Thank you to Like Keys. Thank you to Mercurius. Thank you to Mosky Bear, to Mr. Mano, who you should be following. Thank you to Roho37X, to Scriptlet, to Shattermage, to Wolfboy, to Wolf5, and of course to Zebchi. Always a pleasure to have you guys here. You guys are awesome, and I really appreciate everybody being here. All right, now, with this said, we're going to go to... No, again, don't go here until... Yeah, I know, Kill. Dude, literally tomorrow is the first time I'm going to have a chance to follow up with emails and everybody else. I haven't forgotten, trust me. Believe me, I have not. So, yes, I will definitely send it to you. I haven't forgotten. I'm sorry about the delay, but... Okay, with that said, we're going to go over to the raid, and we are going to go here. We're going to go over to Reverb Games. My pleasure, Wolfboy, of course. Thank you guys for being here and supporting the stream. We're going to go over to Reverb Games. Foom right now is showing off a beta build of Sword Coast Legends, and I'm going to chat with Foom about relating to something with Sword Coast Legends, but I'll talk more about it in a bit. But please don't do that until, again, you hear my audio outro. That is going to do it for me. I love you all. You're the best viewers on Twitch, and thank you all so much, again, sincerely, for the support. Thank you for the gifts of the games. Thank you for supporting the Patreon, following all the things and all that stuff. Please spread the word about the stream so that we can get the channel partnered and continue to move forward. And thank you all so much, as always, for coming along for the ride with me. Love you all. Best viewers on Twitch. Be good to each other. Have a good night.
Fresh and new, when it all seemed clear to you, when your aim was straight and true. Were your mind untroubled by the questions in the dark, content to play your part, open pathways to your heart? Were your life untainted by a host of broken dreams, when all your acts were queens, understood all that it means? Could you have understood the way your life was bound? Did you ever wonder how you got from there to now? Oh yes, you're gonna fly away from here, where the sky grows more clear, and your problems disappear, drift away down below. Watch them go down to your friends, where the trouble never ends, and there's always just one more day left to go. Now through your pile of broken lies and your set of fake goodbyes, another cynical disguise.